Yo, what is up guys, it's your boy Onyx Film Reviews here today, and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be reviewing the second episode of Barry Season 3, and yeah, we're just going to get straight into it, man. Let's get it. The episode starts off with Barry getting food. We then see him go to his car and opens the trunk to give the food to Mr. Kusno. We then see Sally working on her show, trying to make the show better. Barry pulls up and asks Sally if she could get Mr. Kusno a part in her show to get over the death of his girlfriend, Moss. Sally tells Barry that she already tried to get him a part, but casting said no. Barry asks Sally if she could still get him in since she's the boss, but she says she trusts the people that already have the casting set. We then see Barry have a manic outburst. He says to Sally, "If I don't do this, I don't live," and he yells at her to get Mr. Kusno a part in her show. Sari tells him that she tried and it's not gonna work. Later we see Noho Hank on the phone with Cristobal. Cristobal wants to meet up with him. Cristobal goes outside and he walks across the street to get some lemonade from some little girls, when three black SUVs pull up on him. It's the Bolivian cartel basically. A man comes out to hug Cristobal, who seems like the Don of the family org. Barry goes to the audition place and tries to get Mr. Kusno a role, but the woman says Mr. Kusno is an asshole and she doesn't want anything to do with him, and instead offers Barry a role in the show named Laws in Humanity. Later we see Cristobal in an Airbnb. He asks the Bolivian boss if Elena sent him. The boss tells him that his daughter misses her husband and that the kids need their dad. The boss says that the Chechens have been a setback, but it's fine because now they have all their soldiers in LA. The Bolivian boss wants to wipe out the Chechens, and then after Cristobal can go back to Bolivia. Later we see Sally and Katie acting on the set of their show. Katie goes up to one of the women that were there when Barry yelled at Sally, and she wants to report him. Another woman says they can't report him because he didn't technically do anything wrong and he doesn't work on the set. We then see Barry and Mr. Kusno in a remote place, and Barry wants him to go over the lines with him for the audition. Mr. Kusno says his plan to get him a part is shit. Barry tells Mr. Kusno to do it or he will kill him. Mr. Kusno says he won't tell anyone about the murder and that he is shocked that Barry, someone that Mr. Kusno made a better actor and a better person, will kill him like it's nothing. Barry tells him that he loves him and he goes back to going over the lines, which leaves Mr. Kusno stunned. The Bolivian cartel raid the Chechen drug turf and they shoot up the whole place, but no one is there. Cristobal tipped off Noho Hank so their crew would already be prepared for the raid. Barry goes to audition and tells the casting crew that he really needs a job. He also tells them that he wants to cast his acting teacher, which they have heard bad things about. Barry tells them that everyone deserves a second chance. The audition people tell him that that's not how it works. Barry tells them how Mr. Kusno changed his life and made him a better person. Cristobal goes to Noho Hank and tells him Fernando, the head of the family, wants to take out Noho Hank's Chechen org. Cristobal tells Noho Hank that he doesn't have a chance and that he should run. Noho Hank tells him that they don't run from anyone and that he wants to talk to Fernando. Cristobal says you can't talk with him, no one can, and that Hank will die, and that he wouldn't be able to handle the pain, so he says goodbye and leaves. Later, Barry calls Sally and tells her that he got a part on the show Laws of Humanity, and that he also got a part for Mr. Kusno. Sally is happy for him and wants to celebrate. She also tells him that she is sorry about earlier and that she's under a lot of stress even though she did nothing wrong. Barry replies with a simple, "Oh, it's okay." Barry opens the trunk of the car and Mr. Kusno is gone. We then see Mr. Kusno running and Barry is searching for him. Mr. Kusno tries to hop over a fence of someone's backyard, but a group of dogs run and attack him. Barry is still searching for him while Mr. Kusno is in bad condition after getting destroyed by those dogs. He goes and tells a girl that he is being chased by a guy that killed his girlfriend, that he's trying to get him on a show, which the girl looks to not believe. He asks the girl to call him a cab, which she agrees, and she tells him there's one around the corner. She tells him good luck, but he begs her not to leave, but she has to go back to work. Car pulls up, which turns out to be Barry. Mr. Kusno runs and Barry tries to chase him, but another car rams into his and Barry gets knocked out, which helps Mr. Kusno get away. Later, when Mr. Kusno gets back home, he tells his son to call the police, but Barry is already at his house. Mr. Kusno's son then asks if something happened between Mr. Kusno and Barry. Barry responds that they were doing an audition and that they committed a little too hard. Mr. Kusno's son asks if he says something about the police, which Mr. Kusno shuts down. Mr. Kusno's son thinks everything is okay and leaves. Barry tells Mr. Kusno to sit down, and he tells Mr. Kusno that he told the casting directors about their story and that they got so moved that they gave them both parts. He also says that he is going to enjoy every part about what comes with getting a second chance. That if he doesn't, he is going to kill Mr. Kusno's son and grandson. Barry tells Mr. Kusno that he loves him, and then he asks Mr. Kusno if he loves him, and then he tells him to say it, which he does. Then Barry asks him if he could say it again, and that's how the episode ends. Hope you guys enjoyed this review, man. I'm kind of late on the episodes. I'm kind of behind. I got like 3-4 more episodes I gotta do before I catch up, so I might just have to keep grinding out these scripts for these reviews. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, man. If you guys are new, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and yeah, peace.